Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.
Matisse Bimususi Ombekoko. I think it's about time they tried and attested some of these things in court. But my strong belief is government is taking such decision on the basis purely of economics. Say you are giving us a cost, you prepare. There's no look. Government is working to create enough fiscal space. Omubai, debt is unsustainable. Revenues are lower, and they are also even projecting say betiti and our cancel taxes be, which means your revenues are even going to be affected more.
What if Sankofu you money? You money for Frabesho?
Then that is a crime. And the American simplicity. You see, if it is Samun Kofi, ne bimbesha wa nemo, Adamusu Nyagana for. But I strongly believe that it's on the basis of economics. Look, the engagement government had with IMF. Some of the concerns are, and once the budget will be presented in March, one of the things IMF is presenting to them is you need to cut down on expenditures. What is here? And I am sure, near Ekukoswi is one of the ways government is trying to cut down on compensation costs, which is part of more expenditures. No, they are also talking about the need to increase revenue. Oh, now Abaya promises on baby taxes be. And now we know the sources of your revenue. Tax revenue, the sources are known. Until we be a free moi. Yen baby sa gap na revenue shortfalls now be created by way of because we have collapsed some of these handles. Yen baby other tax revenue be free aba to come and make up for such shortfalls. Until Abai is in a tight corner. So Abai some or near emfa pressure embetu omoso. No, I strongly believe that it is not because government is heartless, but I think procedurally government has issues, and secondly cost-wise, so Abai urging the kind of economy they want to manage and the resources available to them. Whether ombetimi akoso etuang krofuka abra, they could do without their services and so on and so forth. What is here? But if the plan is yen you omu because they belong to one political party, then I think that would be a crime. I dare say that is necessarily not the case because their engagement with IMF, now IMF is saying government, and in fact NDC Fokra Ekan wants them say monetary financing and debt financing, say Obama Central Bank, Abema Usika, you see when government presents his budget and there is deficit, what you do is you engage in borrowing. What is here? Now, and borrowing now, usually there are interest-bearing debts you go and incur in order to make up for the deficit your budget is giving you. But with monetary financing, Bank of Ghana gives you the money without interest. It's more like as a free money being on demand. What is here? Quantitative easing is one of the ways central bank does, your friends, and some monetary financing. IMFC Peninsula Central Bank Mamusika Biabim. So look, government is uka tight corner unkan ye. Aban way is tough. And the media I would have expected say subsequent to such dismissal obi mecheche mu nientia government cannot absorb those numbers at this point in time. But ujani trust you allow people to read all kinds of meanings into your actions. Like you are suggesting, say it is possible, say, oh, young Krofu we need a bimwaba. What is here? I think the government needs to come and present some type of explanation as to why they did it. And I strongly want to believe, say, it's purely economic. It's not like political, say, oh, we nasi for. But again, you can't also rule. There are other dismissals I see, like not many of those, like recent ones in here, the directors need deputy directors and binu I like to think that enusu politics kakra ewum. Some mass dismissals needed. I don't think it's necessarily political, but there are some specific positions like director, deputy director, I think say no dear as a politics kakra wum, because the directive the chief of staff gave was specific to post 7th December recruitment. But some of these dismissals did here. People have been in the job for years. And somebody needs to, explain to the Ghanaian people near Air Kosui so that the speculations people are making in respect of these dismissals, could be put to rest. Like I said, media, mifuasu on the economic front. Anything beyond that, dear, not just a bonnie. And I don't think, it is government's intention to lay off a BIMO so they can bring others. Because one of the cardinal principles are they stood on to win the election and said they were going to create employment. And it will be counterintuitive, say, you came in the name of creating employment only to be, I don't think, it's because of political considerations. I largely like to associate with the thought, is because of economic reasons. And society, because our economy is not in the best of places. Look, the economy is tight, and they need to make rational choices. Especially, Omankasa Ekofaba say, me say betting tax, cutting it off, minfuaso. As an economist, and look, sometimes taxation is not just to raise revenue. Sometimes it's meant to correct some ills in society. Removing emission levy, for example, minfuaso. Look, Ghana must position itself towards the green transition. We want to decarbonize. What do? You need to encourage people to use more electric vehicles. And if people are paying emission levy on their fossil fueled cars, they'll begin to think about the need to switch to EVs and the rest of it. And also, minfuaso, say it will be free. But that is the plan of government. That's government's policy. What is here? And it brings in its wake revenue shortfalls. Plan here. Until government is not in the best of places. But like I said, if the reasons for such dismissal are beyond economics there, then there might be a problem.
Mate, there might be a problem. Atik Mohammed and Etienne Kano.
Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.